Todd, my saddlebag's got more snacks than a gas station.
Smart man.
I call it the snackle bag. I may trademark that. Our goal at Best Motorcycle Roads is to make your next motorcycle trip the best it can be. Well, the bottom line is you just get to the land of the alphabet roads and all that water, it's just good roads. Fountain City to Potosi, up to the Mendoro Cut. You can't go wrong in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Unless you go above Milwaukee, of course. But no. But we're in part 4 of a 6-part series. We're calling the Midwest Hidden Gems. And today's all about the mighty cheese state, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
And we talk a lot about riding the alphabet roads. And those are kind of all those roads that are in the southwest corner mostly. But it really still does true. It still holds true. Like, there's some great sights to see. There's a lot of cheese curds. There's a lot of old fashions. But we kind of found 7 hidden gems. And we'll start it off with a loop, right? Fountain City, Pigeon Falls, Mondovi, and then Cochrane, and then back to Fountain City. So again, we love riding the Driftless. It's a great area. And this is bluffy, so there's ridges up and down through some river valley areas, curves, and the traffic's pretty good in this area. I'd say this is a pretty great mix of back roads and state highways. Yeah. I think this is Buffalo County, right?
Yes.
And so this loop is about 65, 70 miles, depending on if you take any extra detours.
Right, yeah, just take your time, and it can be about a 2-hour ride at that point. So a couple of places you want to make sure that you see: Eagle Valley, the Czechville Outlook. That's just northwest of Fountain City on Wisconsin 35, Highway 95. This is an elevated stretch that offers some views of the Mississippi and Eagle Creek.
Nice.
And then you want to catch Pigeon Falls. It's a little hamlet along the Driftless county road, some scenic farmland. It's a good place just to kind of find some quiet.
Yeah.
That's nice there. And then along Wisconsin 88 from Fountain City north through Pigeon Falls and Gilmantown to Mondovi, that's like a 30-mile state route, and it's kind of up on the ridge lines with river crossings and farmland
There's
views.
always a lot of farms. You drive in when you kind of come down in these river valleys, and there's usually farms down there, and it's pretty cool view every time.
It's very nice.
Yeah.
And then you want to check out downtown Mondovi and Buffalo River State Trail. It's all surrounded by forest and river, so the trailhead is there.
Nice.
If you want to take a little photo stop and do some walking. Then in Cochrane, it's a riverside village at the north end of the loop. Again, scenic overlooks of the Mississippi River, lock and dam views, which we always enjoy.
Nice.
And it's just really nice country roads returning to the south.
Yeah, so that's must see, must eats. We got Monarch Public House. That's Fountain City.
Yep.
And is it the oldest operating tavern in Wisconsin?
That's what I've heard.
That seems odd. Especially Fountain City is not near a bunch of, it's not really near.
Right.
Like what you would normally say. So it's Irish food, right?
Yep.
So it's going to be a good time.
Yeah.
And then in Pigeon Falls, there's the Pigeon Falls Roadside Pub. Is that what it is? Like a local bar and grill.
Yep.
Bar food. Driftless, of course, which is cool. So you're seeing that. And that's right on Main Street. Your classic burgers, appetizers, sandwiches, and of course, curds.
Curds. They get mentioned in all of their reviews.
Yeah, so they've got to be good.
People talk about their curds.
And then in Cochrane, we've got the North End Pub and Grill, right? So highly rated, homemade appetizers, sandwiches, burgers. Sounds like pizzas too, maybe dessert. So
Yep.
good stuff there. So the second road is part of the Great River Road, of course, Alma to Prairie du Chien. 128 miles of great views. Scenic overlooks. You're driving through towns. I think one of them you might see remains of a tire that I had once there.
Right.
So what must we see in this section, Todd?
Yeah, make sure you see Buena Vista Park overlook. That's high above Alma, and it's just a great you see a lot of the river bends,
Yeah.
views there. And then Pikes Peak State Park, that's technically
jump
Iowa,
the
right
bridge.
across the bridge, yeah. But fantastic bluffside views there.
The views are pretty amazing.
They really
when
are.
you're looking down, there's some pretty wide. The river is fairly wide right there, I think, and you can really get a view. So we found some great places to eat. Now this first one, interesting, but it sounds good. It's St. Francis Hermitage in Gay Mills. It's closed on Mondays and Tuesdays, but it's French style homemade meals cooked by the sisters of this Catholic order
No
that are there.
kidding.
So
Wow.
it looks like it closes early, so maybe you're gonna have to have Dupper there,
Dupper.
Lupper maybe, I don't know, Linner.
Linner.
But it looks amazing. Everything's homemade, if you can imagine. All the sisters are cooking, but it sounds like the last time to get a table is 6:30.
Oh,
So
that is early.
yeah. But then we found a great supper club in Prairie du Chien called Jones Black Angus, and they're kind of known for the atmosphere and steaks, and of course, you know that they have a great old fashioned.
Yeah.
Right. So
In Wisconsin, the old fashioned isn't just a drink; it's actually a food group.
oh my gosh.
Food group at most of the supper clubs.
And you will get into arguments with people about old fashions and whether you should have brandy or whether you should have bourbon and what you should put in it for the mix. Anyway.
And I think in Wisconsin they primarily use brandy.
I believe it's the state drink.
Yeah, and then they top it at the very end.
They
with
always ask you, but I always feel like I'm getting judged when they ask.
But and then after that, it's the bitters and that. But and the orange slice. But sometimes they put some different things, pickled mushrooms, but they top it, I think, with soda, some sort of soda. Yeah,
it's an argument.
Yeah.
So our third section of road is between Lodi and Prairie du Chien, so just shy of 100 miles. Again, back in the Driftless. This is actually also Frank Lloyd Wright country, so there's some must-sees there, right?
Yeah, Frank Lloyd Wright has a home near Spring Green. I'm trying to remember Taliesin? Taliesin? Something like that.
Yeah.
So that's worth seeing, and that's also where, close to the House on the Rock.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a really weird and wild roadside attraction.
It's like yin and yang, because you see this house,
yeah,
and then you see this collection, which has nothing to do with Frank Lloyd Wright.
Right, it's just kind of a warehouse that's got I want to say Ferris wheels. That's
collectibles
not right.
of all sizes and
calliopes
sorts.
And
oh,
just
man.
crazy stuff.
Yeah, it is wild.
Yeah, and I know that the last time I went there, I got there too late to go in through that building.
Mm-hmm.
I did see the house, but so make sure you check their hours, especially on that. So
yeah.
Carousel is what I meant to say, not
sure.
not Ferris wheel.
Both. It's like a sideways one.
Yeah.
The must-eats in this one, I found two good ones for us, Todd. Fritz's on the Lake in Lodi. So this is lakeside dining, like you like, but it's known for the Friday fish fry, which is, again, everywhere that has a old-fashioned might have a Friday fish fry in Wisconsin, but that's right on Lake Wisconsin. So it's a great place to stop in. And then in Spring Green, Reunion Barbecue, kind of a small town barbecue place, but it's also modern. So they do a lot of locally sourced food, a little stylish, but it's right in the Driftless, and it's a seasonal menu as well.
Nice.
So kind of good stuff there.
Yeah.
So. And then we talk, for number 4, we're talking Potosi to Eastman to Westby. So I've rode a lot in this area because it's really easy to get to from our place. So scenic Driftless, lots of ridges, rolling hills, small river valleys, and then I don't know, just towns kind of just pop up out of everywhere. So not a lot of traffic. Just got to be careful if you're there during farming time, which is usually not when we're riding.
Yeah.
But about 65 miles or so there, depending on how you kind of do it. And again, more alphabet detours are always encouraged.
Right.
What must we see here, Todd?
So the Potosi Brewery and the National Brewery Museums.
It's amazing. I've been through that tour.
Have you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been looking forward to it. It's a restored historical brewing house and National Brewery Museum, and then the Great River Road Interpretive Center. It's been a brew pub inside the classic 1850s architecture. So you can actually have beer cheese soup there and some local brews and ales. Yeah, make sure you check that out. I'd like to go to that sometime.
Yeah, it's neat.
Do you have anything else there to
Well,
see for
what's kind
sure?
of cool, if you get a chance, just go like on YouTube and Google the Potosi. Because what's interesting about the whole thing is the town was dead. It was literally like abandoned. I mean, the town was dang near abandoned. And this gentleman, and I forget, I think he was an artist of some sorts. He just didn't want the town to die, but he knew that the town didn't have anything to offer for like jobs or anything. So he went on this quest, and I want to say it took him like a decade almost, but he built like a 501c3, made and got a bunch of money together, and now it kind of runs the town. And it's just a great story, and it all kind of started as the brewery, as the kind of like anchor. And so, yeah, it's really cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
Then there's the Madigan Winery in Eastman. It's part of the Driftless wine trail with vineyard views and small batch wines you can taste and stretch your legs. So check that out. And then the Westby Co-op Creamery. They've got award-winning cheese, yogurts, butters, and it's a community-owned creamery. And you'll taste the local Norwegian-inspired dairy traditions.
I'm telling you,
there.
like the creameries up there are just amazing.
Yeah.
And just, I learned in a creamery in Wisconsin how they make aged cheese, because they buy cheese at cheese auctions.
Oh.
And you buy 4 foot by 4 foot blocks.
Okay.
And the aged cheese that you buy in the store is the cheese that didn't sell in the primary auction. So then they come back around and it's almost like discounted. And then you buy a 4 by 4 block of whatever, and then you throw it in the back of the fridge and let it mold.
No kidding.
Yeah. And then in 1, 5, 10 years, you go back to it, you cut off all the mold until it stops being moldy, and then that's your aged cheese, because it only molds
a few
inches
in.
or a foot in, I suppose, at the very maximum if you waited long enough.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
So how do you move a 4 by 4 block of cheese?
With a big mouse. I don't know.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's all like in a wooden crate, like they box it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. I had a college friend that lived in Westby, so he had kind of filled me in on some of these things. I still haven't been there though. But
it's not far.
Norwegian heritage sites in Westby. They have Scandinavian shops, Ole and Lena cafe house, and they just have a my fest. Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
So it's just one of those places I want to go to.
Yeah,
at some point.
It's a cool town.
Yeah.
Must eats. The Midway in Potosi. That's a laid back cabin. We had talked about the brewery because there's a place there. There's another really cool pub there, but we had never talked about the Midway. So this is kind of like the locals tavern. Great food, kind of like where the locals eat. So bar food, cold drinks, but it's no frills and just kind of a cool place to hang. Now this is interesting. Specialties in Eastman, Wisconsin is another small town gem, honestly. Like foods, drinks, and friends is their motto. But burgers and homemade desserts. And on the Facebook page, I saw some blueberry pancakes that I was like, maybe we should just go tonight.
Let's go now.
If it was been open, we may have skipped this whole thing. But then, and then the last one in Westby, there's a place called the Old Town Inn. Again, American food with a Wisconsin twist is what they call it. And I read that to mean they have lots of cheese on everything. So, but breakfast to Friday night fish fries and homemade dessert, and it does say homemade cheesecake, so I'm in.
Oh, I am in.
The 5th hidden gem ride is from Chippewa Falls to Superior. So Superior, Todd, is basically the sister city to Duluth. So we're way up there.
Yep.
So this is a long distance route that hugs Superior's kind of southern shoreline, and they call this the Northwoods. So there's curves, ridges, and you're really pulling a breeze off the Superior, and the breeze, it's always cool.
It is cool.
No matter when.
Yeah.
Like if you're in there, it's always cool. So this is about 142-ish, 140 miles, so based on kind of what you do. Not a lot of extra roads to turn on. This is really kind of riding the main highway is kind of what it's doing there. So yeah, what must we see?
Wisconsin Point and Wisconsin Point Lighthouse. It's just east of Superior. It's the largest freshwater sand pit in Wisconsin, and there's like a big bird habitat there. And you've got to go see the lighthouse. I mean, that's just really cool. Those historic lighthouses.
And that's where Wisconsin kind of comes back up, right? When you look at the kind of hook.
Yep. I'm glad you mentioned that. Yep. And then in Big Manitou Falls, they got the Pattison State Park. That's about halfway along the route. This is where you'll find Wisconsin's largest waterfall at 165 feet. Lava sculpted terrain, hiking trails, a nature center, and this is just one of those side trips, scenic side trips that's worth the climb, Then we've got in Bayfield Apostle Island access. It's near Wisconsin 13 mid-route. Stop in Bayfield and ferry your bike to Madeline Island, or enjoy Wisconsin's lakeshore charm and the orchard landscapes.
So this is where you see, and you wouldn't want to do this on your bike, but this is in the wintertime. This area freezes, and you can walk out, I think, to those Apostle Islands.
Really?
So you see that sometimes, this weird ice with these huge rock, and I think that's where Apostle Islands is. It's a really cool area.
How many Apostle Islands are there?
I don't know. They're not big. They're not as big, but I don't know that for a fact. I'd have to check into that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Lake Superior, the North Shore views throughout your route. It's just beautiful between Bayfield and Washburn. Shoreline vistas, dramatic cliffs. Forest, backdrops.
Yeah.
It's really, really.
And you're up
great
there, so it's lots of pines.
Yeah.
Lots of coniferous trees. So
yeah,
a lot of green. So
yep.
For the must eat, we found some. This was an interesting one actually. So we found the Thirsty Pagan Brewing in Superior. So it's a brew pub that does their own craft beer, but they also have interesting pizzas. So like their signature pizza is the spicy beer sausage, pepperoni, mushroom, onion, and pepper.
Oh my goodness.
But they also have all these other funky, creative versions. The spring roll pizza was one of the ones that caught my eye. So, and that's all inside a historic building, and they do a lot of live music there as well. So.
Why have we not stopped there before?
I don't know. Like, I'm sure we've driven through Superior, but we've always went to Duluth. So I feel like maybe we shouldn't go that far.
Yeah.
Almost there.
Almost.
Stop.
Right.
And then in Bayfield is Morty's Pub. So this is kind of a local hangout, pub food, really close to the Apostle Islands, and of course they had just a smattering of fish dishes. So sandwiches, plates, and then they're really known. Supposedly their fish tacos are really, really good. So.
Okay.
And then the last one is funky town. It's Siskowit Farmhouse in Cornucopia. So this is a family-owned restaurant where they actually serve meat from their farm. So the burgers are coming from their farm. Breakfast and lunch only, but they do have treats. But I have never had garlic cheese curds before, so need I say more?
Sign me up.
Need I say more? So that's the Siskowit Farmhouse. I don't think there's indoor seating either. I think it's just picnic tables outside. So
that's all right.
It's not really. It's kind of it looks like a farmhouse. I think that's what it was.
So you can't stop there in the midwinter.
Well, you could. Yeah. Get the jalapeno sandwich. Maybe get the jalapeno curds. So the number 6 ride is one we've never really rode there on the bikes ever before, but it's kind of a Door County coastal byway. So this would be from Two Rivers to North Point. So this is kind of a lot of shore. So, Door County is kind of narrow. I don't think you can see across it, but it's pretty narrow.
Yeah.
But lots of curves hugging Lake Michigan. Tons of little towns in Door County. Lots of kind of trees and then open places, open vistas to kind of see the water. But it's about 66 miles, the Wisconsin Scenic Byway. So yeah, that's Wisconsin 42 most of the time. So.
Okay.
What's there to see up there, Todd?
French Side Fishing Village in Two Rivers. It's a historic Great Lakes commercial fishing district, and it's listed on the National Register.
Oh, wow. And this is just north of, is it Sheboygan, right? I think. Yeah, up and over to the east from Green Bay is about the area where that's where the start is.
Yeah. And anyway, there's a lot of docks there, and
sure.
It's just a cool maritime atmosphere there. And then the Raleigh Point Lighthouse and Point Beach State Forest. That's just north of Two Rivers. And it's a 111-foot brick lighthouse above Point Beach. And around it, it's sand dunes and forest trails and things like that. And then you want to get up to Eagle Bluff Lighthouse, Peninsula State Park. That's near Ephraim. I think that's how you say it. This park has shoreline trails and a restored 1968 blufftop lighthouse that offers tours. And then finally, the Door County Coastal Byway, the views of the limestone, cliffs and that orchard groves, panoramic views. It's really great around Bailey's Harbor and some of those northern stretches up that way.
Nice. So the places to eat there, we've got Cool City Brewing Company. That's Two Rivers. So 20 craft beers or so on tap, full bar, restaurant, and kind of, like shareables,
They specialize in food flights, which
right?
I thought that was pretty cool.
That is cool.
I never heard of a food flight before, but they mix some things together and it's a flight. One person could eat it, or you just buy several of them and share the whole thing. Yeah.
I love it. That's great.
Yeah.
Another area up there at the north end of Kangaroo Lake in Door County is called Coyote Roadhouse. So this is kind of like your casual lakeside patio, burgers, fish fry. It's just kind of one of those ambiance places that you kind of have to.
Yeah.
This is classic Door County, right?
Yeah.
And then in Northport, which is all the way up at the tip of the Door County ride, is the Shoreline Restaurant. So it's just kind of fine, like a fine, nice place to eat.
Upscale, a little more upscale.
Steaks,
yeah.
Seafood, pasta. Come for the view, stay for the food, is what they tell you. So so that's a nice place up there. So, and then our last one we're calling it's basically Reedsburg to Elroy to Mendoro Cut, and then ending in Mendoro. So very twisty. This is through again back down to the Driftless area. So lots of back and forth. In fact, the one road, I think it's 108, is on a kind of on a nice little river. A lot of these end up on little rivers. So you're just kind of in and out and around. So this is about 80 miles. So you can, and there's a ton of places to go and around. And some of those that you found must-sees are what, Todd?
Elroy, it's a trailhead town. It's a historic gateway to Elroy, Sparta, and 400 state trails.
Oh, wow.
And these are all like crushed limestone trails. And there's also bathrooms there if you need.
Hey, you never know.
Stop at the Mendoro Cut on Highway C.
Yep.
Old
108, that's right, yeah. The new 108, if you get on new 108, you'll skip the cut altogether. So you got to be careful.
Oh, okay.
That's just to the east of C.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a 74-foot deep, 86 feet long, hand-cut rock passage built in 1907, 1908. I remember riding through this.
Yeah.
And we stopped actually and had snacks right outside of this thing. But it's the second deepest cut in the Western Hemisphere. And it's still in the original condition. It's amazing.
It's pretty crazy. On the north side, there's a little place you can pull off and park, too. So
that's what we did. Yeah, took pictures there. And then the Belcoli Shelter.
Okay.
That's at the base of the cut. It's a prehistoric Belcoli rock shelter.
Oh, neat.
Close by. And then the scenic ridge roads, rustic roads, the cross, like 26, 32, 64, just tight curves, farmland views, and minimal traffic.
Yeah. So we got some good places to stop and eat. One of them is Babalu's Bistro and Brews, right? That's Elroy.
Yeah, in
Elroy.
So
funky place with it's good food, but it's not your normal.
It's a little different, eclectic menu. Right? Yeah, people just describe it as killer food there. Yeah.
And then we have Whiskey River Bar and Grill. That's in West Salem. So I don't know how good the food is, Todd, but they were talking all about the music and the beer, and then in the food. So I think it might become in that order. But I looked at the Facebook page, and you might not even eat a meal, but I saw a picture of a Bloody Mary that had a meal on top of it. So
I love those.
So that place looks like a fun place, especially if you're into the music scene.
Yeah.
It looks like they really had music going all the time. So
yeah, and those Bloody Marys, if the top of it is here, like the drink, the rest of it ends up here. There's burgers and sausage and all kinds
everything
of
on there.
Cheese.
So. And then the last place is cool. It's in Mendoro. It's Top Dog's Pub and Grub. So again, we're on Highway 108, and they have 108 different burgers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then if you take it times 2, really, because they actually will give you any one of those with the chicken option. So you're talking 216 options.
Oh my gosh.
But it's almost intimidating. But it's funny because it's the smartest thing. And I think you go to some of these places, like there used to be a place that was like a hot dog shop near us. It's like, we can do anything. And I love what they've done here is they don't leave it to your imagination. You pick what you want from the list. I mean, hell, they're all about the same thing. They probably have 12 different toppings in the back, but it's awesome because the way they present them. Like one of them is like the John Wayne, and it's like a hamburger with the American cheese and barbecue sauce and onion rings or something.
Oh, gotcha.
Well, then they've got the other one. Then that one's ketchup, mustard, onion rings, and you're just like, it's but the way they do it's awesome. So they've marketed well.
That's cool.
This is a section we call the Toolkit. We share motorcycle gear review, and other riding tips. So for tool tips off these great Wisconsin roads, I was going a little wet today, Todd. I was thinking heated glove liners. So they always say, especially the BMW riders, like, why do you have heated grips? In case your glove liners don't work. That's why you have those.
That's why you have them. Okay.
But heated glove liners are amazing, and everything's starting to become so good with batteries now too. They don't even have to plug in as much, which was kind of a pain with them in the past. But then, check out the heated glove liners if you tend to be a little cold or like to ride in the fall.
Does that include heated socks, boot liners too?
You can. They do have those too. Yeah, I was thinking just the glove liners themselves.
Yeah.
And then that other hack that we found is really just latex or latex-like gloves.
Yep.
Those will work great in a pinch if you need to put them under your gloves, especially if you're riding a couple days of wet, because usually you end up with too many pairs of wet gloves, and they don't end up getting dried out all the way.
Yeah, I do have a pair of waterproof gloves, but there's times that I forgot to bring them or whatever, and I've always got those latex gloves because they're so small. Yeah. They're just in one tiny pocket.
And they're nice to have too if you have to work on some on the bike. You throw those on, and then you don't have grease.
Grease all over your hands.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
In the same vein, dry bags, we've talked about these a number of times, but I like to put the dry bags inside my other bags, and that way nothing gets wet. I bring 2 of them. They collapse, so then I move my dirty clothes from clean clothes, and then it's always the same, so that works pretty good as well. And then just good rain gear. I mean, you have Nelson rigs, which you really like. The Harley gear is really, really good too.
Yep.
The key that we find is really just being able to pack it small, right? I mean, because it just takes up, bad rain gear takes up too much space.
Yeah.
It's frustrating.
It can take up a whole side bag on you.
It really can.
Yeah.
And then the final bonus tool tip, and it's something I carry no matter if I think it's going to rain or not, but it's a travel pair of heated boot heaters to dry my boots out every night. And I really like it. And the ones I'm using now don't even have a fan. So you just stick them in the heat, and then I usually just take a t-shirt, like whatever I'm going to wear maybe the next day, and set over top of the boot. So the boot gets warm. It gets really warm and hot inside, dries up the boot, and by morning it's just warm and dry, and it's awesome. So that's another good one. So, well, if you like the podcast today, please like it, subscribe it, and even sign up for our BMR Rider Alerts. It's an email that we send out, keeping you in the loop of everything that's going on, and as always, no spam.
Keep the spirit of adventure alive, and remember, bikes, friends, and endless roads, the stories ride forever. Take care.